Hi Title I family, how you getting along? I thought that I would put together a video. I know that some of you have reached out to me on Zoom, at least one. So I was able to do about a 25-minute tutoring session with that student. That was great. That resource is there for any of you that need it anytime. We could also, if you have the FaceTime app, I'd be willing to do that too. Should you need a little help and support during this time. I know that I've given you some pretty specific instructions on how to teach the spelling and the reading portion of the Wilson lesson, the decoding and the encoding parts, but there's a part of the spelling that I wanted to go over with you today. It's called marking. I realize that that's probably not something that a lot of families are super familiar with. Your kiddo will know. This is something that we do every day in our lessons. So I'm just going to do a brief overview of the syllable types that we've learned so far. You'll have to check your kid's book. Everybody's kind of working at their own level, and so I've got students in books all the way from 2 up to I believe book 11 with one of my groups. So pick and choose a syllable type that works for the book that your child is in. So the first syllable we'll talk about is a closed syllable. Closed syllable words are simple CVC words. The one that I'm doing right now is pig. Okay, so with pig, we always look to see how many vowels there are in the word. So closed syllables have one vowel and one vowel only. And then that vowel is followed by either 1 or 2 consonants. Okay, and then so we mark that by putting a C under, and then we put the breve is the fancy word for it, but I call it a little smile. Just make sure they're not making a U there with the stick. Put that little smile over the top because that means that the I is saying I, the short vowel sound. I'm going to do another closed syllable, but this time I'm going to add something in. The word that I'm going to do is dish. And the reason I chose this word is because it has a digraph in it. So we'll talk about how to mark digraphs as well. So here with dish, we have that one vowel. So I've marked it as closed because we've got at least one consonant. This one has 2, which is fine. And then I've put an additional line under the SH because that's a digraph. Digraphs are 2 consonants, but they make 1 sound. Okay, so that's why we give that 1 line. We also talk about finger stretching or tapping. So if we were stretching this out, we would sound it out. D, I, sh. Those 2 letters just get 1 finger stretch or 1 tap. We can also d, ish this way. So that's why they get 1 line. The next thing we'll talk about, let's talk about the vowel consonant E syllable type, and then we'll also do a blend. So blends are different than digraphs. They're still 2 consonants, but they each get their own tap. So the word that I've chosen is plate. So if you're finger stretching that, p, o, a, t, has 4 sounds in that syllable. So I'm going to give a line to the P and the L. And then we'll go over the other marks that you'll see in this word. So I've put the line under the syllable, plate. PL is your consonant blend, P, O, okay? And then for vowel consonant E, we also say V-E. Underneath that vowel, we put the V for the vowel. Under the consonant, we put a just little line, and then you have your silent E's that I've marked through since they don't say anything. And then the vowel sound on V-E words is long, so it gets the long line over that vowel because the A is saying its name. A, P, O, A. Okay? All right. One more thing I'm going to show you real quick. We'll talk about bonus letters. The word that I've chosen is shell. So in shell, I've got my digraph marked. I have 1 vowel followed by at least 1 consonant. So there's my closed syllable. And then L, 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 that's our bonus letter. So whenever we have an L at the end of a word or at the end of a syllable, there's usually going to be another L after it. Other letters that are similar to this are S's and F's, and then sometimes Z. So like in the word buzz or puff, there's 2 F's. And so forth. Or miss, you'd have the 2 S's, so those would get stars. We're going to talk about D syllables, which means double vowel. The word that I have chosen is please. So if we finger stretch that, p-o-ease. I'm going to put 2 lines under my PL, my consonant blend. I'm circling my EA, that is my double vowel. Team, and so I put a D under forward. So this is how we would mark please. R controlled vowels, let's say our word is dirt. I circle the R controlled, going back to the D vowels. Some other examples of double vowels would be like OW, AI, any of those. So in D syllables, you look at that, you look at the word, doesn't have one syllable, or I'm sorry, it doesn't have one vowel, so it's not closed. It has 2, so that's our vowel team. It's the same thing with R controlled. R controlled vowels are things like AR in car, ER in her, UR in burn, IR in dirt. You'll just put an R under that syllable and circle that R controlled vowel. Okay, you could also underline in this one the blend, RT, that consonant blend. I think that covers everything. Some of my students that are in the upper level books, they mark multisyllable words. And so for multisyllable words, let's say the word is polite. Okay, syllables, it's just a fancy way of saying a part, a word part. Sometimes we clap out our words to see how many syllables they have. So for please, please. 1 clap, 1 syllable. For polite, that has 2 parts. It has 2 syllables. So we're going to divide the word in between the syllables. So we would draw a line between po and light, like this. Then we have to look at each of those syllables and decide what kind of syllable it is. Po would be open, because in that syllable, we're not thinking about the second syllable. We're just looking at the first syllable alone. There's 1 vowel and there's nothing after it. And that's why the O is long, so it gets that long vowel sound. Then we look at light. Light would be a V-E syllable. So that's how we would mark that. All right, that concludes today's mini lesson. If you guys need any help, please reach out to me on Zoom. We can also FaceTime. I'll post this on YouTube. I'll post it on my Facebook page. I'll send it in email form. I sent everybody an email out this morning. I know not everybody checks those, so I just want to use as many avenues to communicate as possible. If you're not comfortable charting or doing the post test when you get to the end of a book, I'd be happy to listen to your child read and to check their markings and do that for you. You just, let me know. I appreciate the fact that you are working with your child. I don't expect you to be perfect. This wasn't any of our choices to be teaching our kids in this fashion at home virtually. So as long as you're doing something, that's all you need to be doing. Don't worry about it being perfect. So I am here. I want to help you out as much as possible. I'm missing your faces, kiddos. Hopefully this will be over sooner than later. Reach out if you need me. See you soon. Bye.